I would definitely recommend anyone who's like doing anything remotely cool to just like post everything and anything on TikTok or YouTube or social media, whatever, wherever, because you never know what could
Yeah.
happen.
Welcome, Andy Morris, to the Sohile Ali Show. Thank you so much for making the time to talk to me, brother.
Hey, it's a pleasure being here. Thank you so much for having me.
It's absolutely my honor and pleasure to have you on here. You know, you're someone that I always like to explain right off the bat my connection to my guests. And ours is one of kind of brushing shoulders, not quite, having the closest relationship growing up, but we're both from Bloomington, Indiana, born and
Right.
raised. We had a lot of mutual friends, and I want to shout out Sam Leeper for being one of our core mutual friends. I think we probably saw each other for one of the first times at like a New Year's Eve party at his family's house.
Yeah,
Um,
remember
but
that.
yeah, and you're someone who I've always admired, followed, a very talented individual who I couldn't be happy for, has really skyrocketed in the last, I'd say, 6 to 12 months on social media. Everyone who doesn't know you knows that they can always find your information in the description box below. But Andy Morris, it's a pleasure to have you, brother, and happy to interview you and help share your story.
Yeah, man. Thank you. It's been unreal. Appreciate it.
I know we were talking a little bit before we started recording here. You just got back from a trip to New York, is that right?
That is right. Yep. I had my first gig, major real gig in Brooklyn last week. I had to play for 2 hours at this
Okay.
champagne event.
Okay.
And there was some pretty high profile people there. Paul Rudd was sitting behind me, which was pretty unreal. And Questlove.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it was really crazy. I didn't expect any they didn't tell me anything about the event. It was all private, so I didn't know what to expect. But I just went there, showed up, and had 2 hours of music to play. So it was a lot of fun. Really,
That's a, I
great.
love it, man. Did your thing, man. You showed up, did the thing, and I'm sure. I mean, I remember seeing on your Instagram story some of these names that were there. What was that like to like perform and do what you do in such a room?
Dude, it was honestly nerve-wracking. Like when I got there, I did not expect anything, and it just turned out to be like this huge, huge room, super fancy. Everything was like I got there the night before. They were like all bustling
Uh-huh.
around, trying to get ready, and they had like these bunch of light strips around because they were having
Oh.
this orchestra play,
Uh-huh.
um, and they had like a composer compose this piece for each like champagne flavor. So it was like a really
Oh
fancy
wow, very
champagne.
customized particular
Yeah,
lineup there. Oh,
yeah, no,
okay.
and so I wasn't allowed to be in the room during the actual event. So I was like up high on the balcony, and I was watching as this event happened. That's when I saw Paul Rudd sitting there. Um, Joshua Bell was there too. Some big names,
Oh, hey,
but
Bloomington
yeah,
love.
I know, right? But yeah, when I was up there, I was like, oh my God, this is real. This is crazy. I have to play there for 2 hours and very soon,
Wow.
and it kind of got in my head a little bit, but um, very nerve wracking. But once I started playing, like after about half an hour, I kind of just like fell
Yeah.
into my skin. I felt
Hmm.
like relaxed, and I kind of just focused in on to my playing, and
Hmm.
there weren't like um, wasn't too distracted by what was going
That's
on.
good. That's good, man. Yeah, you found your flow. I
Yeah,
mean, it goes
exactly.
without saying, those your fans of yours and those watching that know you know you're a very talented musician, in particular with the piano. And many people might recognize you from your many viral videos on TikTok, Instagram, all over social media with millions of views, where you cover popular songs and soundtracks that really people love. I think you have at this point around over 1 million TikTok followers. So congratulations on hitting the million. What did that feel like?
It was a big deal for me, a big milestone. Celebrated with got some cake and balloons, uh, and got the big 1 million balloons. Got some pictures with that, and just like of 1 year ago, I would have been like 1 million followers. That's not even possible. So
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
been unreal for sure.
But unreal, but deserved, obviously, and like you said, and it happened so quickly.
Yeah,
Your rise
yeah,
here. But I mean, true. I'd say OG fans, if you'll remember, you've been posting your content and doing your thing for quite some time. But
yeah.
I wanted to take it back, because maybe people would be interested to hear your kind of origin story as far as music, your life, career. I know we mentioned you were also from Bloomington, Indiana, the college town. But if you wouldn't mind, let's take it back to the first time you started taking piano lessons. Why did you start?
Yeah, no. So my brother actually started first, and I was kind of just like tacked on since we had to find a piano teacher. I was 5 years old. He was seven, and I hated it so much. I was so bad. I cried every single time I sat on the bench,
Oh, geez.
and so I ended up just quitting for like
Mm,
2 years. My brother was taking lessons. I just quit. And then 2 years later, I was seven. My brother was nine. Same piano teacher decided to pick
mm,
it up again. Um, and so I just kind of started from there.
hmm.
Wasn't my heart wasn't really in it. I just kind of following in the footsteps of my brother still, but
Sure.
I kept up with it. I practiced a decent amount. Did some competitions.
Mm.
Uh, won a few competitions as well. But
Nice.
this entire time, I wasn't really into it that much either.
Even
Still,
after winning
yeah,
competitions,
no,
still,
yeah,
yeah,
and I hated doing competitions too. It was like so stressful. So like stage fright was a huge thing.
sure,
I
yeah.
still have stage fright as well when I make my videos. Getting up on in front of people, it's still scary for me, but I get sidetracked. By the time I was in high school,
Hmm.
around like junior year, maybe sophomore year of high school, that's when I was like, hey, these pieces I'm playing are actually super cool. Like, I
Mm,
love this. And then it was like a switch that like flipped, and
hmm.
I fell in love with the piano, became obsessed.
Yeah,
The rest is history. But I
yeah,
actually quit taking lessons when I graduated high school. So everything after that was just
gotcha. On
uh,
your own.
yeah, on my own.
Yeah. And in high school, middle school, high school, were you in like orchestra or?
Yes, yeah, I was in orchestra
Okay.
as well. I played the cello. I happen to be
Mm.
complete dog shit at the cello. Um, so I actually have my cello right there.
Oh,
Uh,
there it is.
I
Hey,
never play it in front of people. I'll play it for myself, but it's so bad.
wow. Breaking news. Annie Morris, the piano player, also can play the cello. Man, he can do it, man. But not your favorite, of course.
Right,
Uh,
right. I mean, I would love to be able to play like Yo Yo Ma. I mean, it would be life changing, but I can't do vibrato for the life of me. It's tough for me.
so you stopped taking lessons after high school, and then you go to college. Where'd you go to college for your undergrad?
Yeah, I was here in Bloomington, Indiana,
Hmm.
at IU. Was at in Kelly, got my degree in business information systems. So not really related to,
Right. Yeah. Not music as a major, but
yeah,
would you say, like in your free time, were you, I don't know, going to open mic performances or maybe still performing with friends, anything like that, or just kind of to yourself?
not really pretty much to myself. Yeah,
Hmm.
it was pretty, I played with from some friends here and there.
Hmm.
I met a lot of really great pianists at Piano Academy when I was
Mm.
graduating high school, um, and kept in touch with a couple of them. Um, Played with them a little bit.
Yeah.
I also play with my brother sometimes. we made a couple TikToks together.
Oh yeah, that's right. The two of you sharing
Yeah.
it, performing
I
together.
think he's honestly he's better than me. He thinks I'm better than him. In my head a little bit, but
He's just a couple years older than you, right?
yeah, he's two
Just
years
like you said,
older.
2 years, right? Right. And like, you being in college, studying in the Kelly School of Business, obviously being very busy with that, still playing piano. What kept you playing piano, even if it was just as a hobby?
Yeah, I feel like piano and music in general just like helps keep us centered. It's like a really good outlet for when we're like stressed or like we get up in our head a lot. It's just like an escape from all
Yeah.
of that, just from reality, from like stressful life. If you just play music or listen to music, either one, it's just like the perfect
Yeah.
medicine for the human
Yeah.
soul. So I was kind of
Totally.
motivated by that. I
Mhm.
um whenever I just felt like I needed some like extra alone time and extra space, a little bit of getting away, I would just sit down in the piano, play some music I liked,
Yeah.
and that's how I kept up with it.
Well, I think what you said was really speaks to really the following you've gained and what people love about you and your performing is that it does transcend, you know, just watching a video on social media. It makes them feel something. Certainly, if it's a familiar song or composition that they know, it touches them. Like you said, music can have that effect, and I think it's not lost on me that you've had that effect on your fans and those that follow your content. So it's kind of cool that now you've been able to share that with the world. And I want to ask, as we mentioned, your amazing following now online. When did you first decide to share a video or piece of your content performing piano online, and why?
Yeah, I was actually studying abroad in Budapest, spring of 2020, and COVID happened right
While you were
when
away,
right
or
while I was away. So
oh wow,
we were there for about 2 months. About 2 months in, we got the word from IU. We had to return to Bloomington or our homes, not to campus. But so
Hmm.
uh, got shipped back to campus. Was in my apartment. Was quarantining for like 3 weeks.
Right.
Um, was literally alone with my laptop and
Hmm.
my phone and my piano, and couldn't go outside, couldn't go to the grocery store,
Yeah.
couldn't do things. So just kind of bored. I downloaded TikTok as a joke. I knew it was like at the time everyone was like making fun of it. It was like, oh, it's like a little kid app. But downloaded it as a joke and started scrolling. Instantly got hooked within like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It like figures out who you are. It shows you stuff that you want to see. Uh,
Totally.
Incredible algorithm. So I kind of got hooked on that, and then so I was like, why don't I just like post some piano stuff on TikTok because I love the piano, love music. So one day I just created a little TikTok. The
Yep.
first concept of me was like what my parents want me to play, what my teacher wants me to play, what TikTok wants me to play, and so I played these different songs, and got a little bit of I think it got like 500 or 600 likes, which was a huge deal to me
Nice.
at the time.
Yeah.
And so that like the instant, like the feeling of getting like some feedback, getting some
Yeah.
people who are like commenting on it was like a very addicting feeling to me. And so I was like, dang, let's make some more of these. And so
That's fun.
that's what
Yeah.
kicked it off. But for the
Right.
longest time, I was posting these TikToks. They did not go anywhere. Like I would get like 100 likes, and that would be like my goal for most of my videos starting out. It would
Oh
be like
yeah.
very small performance uh, um, on the videos, and
Well, some
then
might say, I mean, 100 likes video is first starting out. Some might say that's pretty good.
yeah,
But
yeah,
you'd come to kind of meet the expectation and sort of set that kind of goal for yourself. For
right.
those videos starting out, and after getting that feedback, I mean, did you notice a point where you kind of like some videos were performing better than others and kind of found your your best way to maximize your content there?
Yeah, that's through trial and error is like how I kind of learned how what people want to see, what kind of engages people. And
Hmm.
so over time, I've been able to kind of discover um, like more of what video concepts perform better, what people want to see.
Right.
So that's kind of how I attribute kind of my success thus far is
Right.
kind of just through trial and error, finding out what people want. And so yeah, I kind of a couple videos kind of popped off, and I was like, okay, let's make more of those.
Yeah.
And like one concept that people really kind of engage with is like
Hmm.
comparison videos, like comparing like shitty pianos to expensive pianos,
Oh yeah.
um, or like any kind of comparison videos in general, that people really like to engage with that.
Right.
So I've made some of those, and more recently I've discovered that playing in public and then like getting people's reactions to me playing
Yeah.
the piano, people love that. So that's something I've been trying to do more of more recently.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, there's the great video. Obviously, I've been following your videos probably since around when you started, honestly, through the pandemic and stuff
yeah, yeah,
on TikTok. But the one recent one, of course, was you and Right Quad on IU's campus, and it got picked up by Complex, which I was so happy to see. Um, and I'm sure that was just skyrocketed from there. But it is like that live reaction of the students, many of which recognized you. That had to feel great.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my current like kind of goal now is to find other college campuses to go around.
Oh
To do
yeah.
that. To I could play the same thing. I could play some kind of other hip hop medley or some pop music.
Yeah. Just
That's
pop up, find a piano,
yeah,
do
yeah,
your thing.
yep,
Yeah, I'm there, and then people in Bloomington and around the time I recognize some of the pianos you've performed on. There's this one down here on downtown Bloomington. It's by like the Nourish restaurant. There's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that
They
white
just got rid
piano.
of that. They
Is it
got rid of,
gone?
they replaced it with a better one actually.
Oh,
I've
okay.
been wanting to play it, but
There you go.
I hope it's another junky ones because that people love the junky piano. Um,
That's right. Yeah, it's like that. I don't know. It's like this dichotomy between like the beautiful pieces you're playing and your talent, and then this on the street.
yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
cares about piano. Like,
yeah,
would you even care to like tune it? I don't know if that's even a thing. Um,
yeah. No, for the old piano that was sitting there, the a lot of the keys were falling off and it was like becoming unplayable. So
gee.
I came by and like I brought some wood glue with me and I was like gluing the
Oh
keys back
wow.
on.
Yeah,
And so I
it's awesome.
wanted to put a little bit of work into it so I could
Yeah,
like breathe a little more life into it. But I guess
yeah.
they decide to replace that. So either way,
They replaced it. I had character. It had character, and you
yeah.
left it better than you found it. Certainly. Um, so uh, it's amazing. You found success in social media, and it's now led you to opportunities, like you said, to be performing um, uh, for events and things like that. I wanted to ask you, because you are currently getting your master's degree
Yeah.
in information science,
Right. Information systems.
information systems through
Mhm.
the Kelly School of Business, of course. Um, is because there's so much of a connection between obviously like building your brand on social media and it being quite frankly a business. um
Yeah.
have there been things that you've been able to like incorporate from your major into like the methods you've used to succeed, or vice versa, kind of connecting your academics with your personal branding there?
Yeah. That's a really good question. I think generally speaking, there's no like really kind of strong connection between music and my business major, information systems. But I do feel like there's a very strong connection when it comes to like how our brains think. So for
Hmm.
example, when it comes to learning music, your brain
Hmm.
has to kind of take apart um, a a passage of music that you're struggling with. So you have to kind of
Hmm.
attack it from all angles. You have to rethink it, re-engineer it, and find ways, like if you can play it well in a certain way, then find a way that it makes it harder, and then find a way that makes it easier, and slow it down, speed it up, play it with throw your fingers at the keys, or like change all these different ways that to approach a problem on the piano is exactly the same mindset that is useful to attack problems in like tech consulting, for example.
Sure.
When you're approaching like a problem in a business setting, and you need to kind of have the mindset of how can we like attack this from multiple angles? How can we like flip it upside down, change it, flip it so many ways, and develop ways to approach this that are different than what we're currently doing. So I feel like things like that.
And it is practice too, right? Like in a similar sense, the more you do both things, the more you can you build this library of methods or approaches.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like a toolbox, right? Over time, you build it up, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean that's really cool here, and I love that kind of analogy of like the two. And I had a feeling, you know, as someone who also, you know, went to university, studied something more, you know, technology related, and also doing something creative. Many times people would see these things as completely different, but I always see like whether it's the habits you form, your kind of philosophy approach to the things, there are these kind of connections there, and clearly it's benefited both of your worlds. And I mean, I wanted to ask, you know, kind of what your goals were, you know, personally, professionally, creatively, you know, as you complete your master's. Are you going to go on for a PhD, or will we expect you to be working in the corporate world there?
Yeah, good question. I did consider getting a PhD very seriously for a bit. Still haven't ruled it out, but at this point I'm recruiting for the corporate world, looking for jobs right now. Ideally something that would be remote so that I could kind of keep doing my piano stuff on the side. And yeah, I don't think I can make my my social media a career yet. I just haven't been able to monetize that well, and gigs are great, brand deals are great, but they're very like sporadic. So
sure.
Need a little bit of a kind of something to fall back on right now.
Absolutely. But have it and maintain and have it, you do, and it's only surely going to grow. And that's kind of that's your business, you know, your personal brand. It's elements of entrepreneurship, you know, like you mentioned, these things, although sporadic, they are indeed, you know, bringing you these opportunities. And I guess when it's all said and done, if it were up to you, full time in music would be the dream, or maybe just a healthy balance of both.
Yeah, no, I think eventually, someday, if when it grows to a good enough spot where I could pay the bills with it, would definitely love to do it full time. So that's my long-term goal.
Yeah, man, it's sure to happen. And I'm just happy we were able to capture you, you know, in this moment in now October 2022, where, like you said, you just uploaded your first video in March of 2020, I guess. So
exactly.
I mean, this is, I think your story is just really inspiring, frankly. You know, like I mentioned, myself doing sketches and comedy, always getting to watch your rise and stuff. It was super inspiring because you're somebody I know, and I know how hard you work, and like your discipline, and like obviously your talent that you've been, you know, crafting since you were a kid. But it's nice to see like talented people, really good people, kind of have that success and more success to you in the future, for sure. Anything you have coming up, like any more traveling for performances? I'm sure you have a lot of stuff, maybe stuff you can't even talk about yet, but anything you can share that's exciting you right now?
Yeah, no, I'm an open book. Next Friday, actually, I'm gonna play in the homecoming parade for Kelly.
Nice.
I'll be on a float. I'll be on a truck,
Yeah.
around. Got a setup. I'll have like a electric piano, and then
Okay.
I'll have some cameras probably. Try to produce some content at the same time.
Hell
But
yeah.
yeah, no, I'm super excited about that. I have this opportunity, this piano company that like makes super crazy pianos.
Oh
They
yeah.
are located in Vancouver. They want to fly me out there. Super pumped about that as well.
Yeah, make some
Um,
content with their products.
yeah, they have one piano that's like literally floating. There's nothing underneath the piano. It's like just
Whoa.
attached to the ceiling. It's got
Oh
some
my
crazy
God.
stuff.
What's their company called?
Oh shoot. I'm blanking
It's
on it right now,
it's all
but they
right.
have
It's all right.
the internals are made of is fat they use Fazioli pianos, which is the
Okay.
like the Italian brand, I think,
Okay.
uh, piano. But
Good
yeah,
quality, surely.
yeah, great quality.
That's
Very
awesome, man.
expensive.
Very cool. Have you
uh,
been to Canada before?
I've been to like Niagara Falls. I
Oh
don't think
yeah.
that really counts, but yeah, no, there's that.
That's
I
awesome, man.
I am waiting to hear from the Jennifer Hudson show,
Wow.
about going on one of her one of her shows soon. I was supposed to be there like this week, and then
Uh-huh.
we actually like the we gotta switch up some dates.
Okay.
So we'll have to get back to you on when we can fly you out.
Oh, dude, that's awesome to go on the show and like a whole segment, I guess, for you to
Yeah.
perform.
Yeah. I'll play.
Oh
I'm
man.
not sure what they want me to play yet. I guess they want me
Yeah,
to go like Rushy or like some like
right.
medley, something like that.
Right. Oh, I just now they in Los Angeles or New York?
They're in Los
Okay.
Angeles. Yeah.
Got you, got you. Oh man, that would be something awesome. I'll have to be on the lookout for that. Everyone, be on the lookout so we can tune in and catch that. And
Definitely,
that's
definitely.
all. I guess that would that be your first like TV appearance?
Yes,
Okay.
for
Okay.
sure. Hmm.
Awesome, man.
I did get reached out to from America's Got Talent.
I saw
They,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were thinking about something like having me prepare something for the spring of next year.
Okay.
Have Haven't really kind of talked through that with them yet. I think my
Sure.
manager's kind of talking with them, but
Oh, good.
um, that's something I'm
I mean, that's huge. America's Got Talent. I mean, I saw this on your story and I was like, there we go, man. That's
yeah, dude,
leveling
it's
up, man.
literally unreal. Like I would never have guessed that any of these things would happen in my life.
Yeah.
So like the way like social media and TikTok just like open doors for people, I think like I would definitely recommend anyone who's like doing anything remotely cool to just like post everything and anything on TikTok or YouTube or social media, whatever, wherever, because you never know what could
Yeah.
happen.
100%. I mean, you're hearing it here, folks, from the man himself, sharing, kind of the opportunities it brings, and certainly, you're enjoying. That's the thing too, which I think is beautiful. Is like you found the intersection between what you love to do and share, and people enjoy it, and so much, in fact, that you have a Spotify uh profile, a verified Spotify profile where you have uploaded a good number of songs on there that you've performed. When did you first upload to Spotify?
I think that was around like April 2021. Is when
Okay.
I first started. That was when I had like my first really viral video.
Hmm.
People were like, "Oh, let's put this on Spotify, please." And so I got so many of those. I ended up making sheet music for it, and then uh, made a recording for Spotify and Apple Music, all the streaming platforms. That's when I started to post on Spotify, and then like
Hmm.
each kind of subsequent like viral video, I guess. If I got enough people who were like, "I want this on Spotify," then I would
Hmm.
just kind of put a little effort into to make a recording and sheet music, and then
Yeah.
just go from there. So
Well, it's amazing. I mean, everyone definitely. I'll link everything of yours in this episode, but I encourage everyone to check out because you can listen to Andy's performances now on Spotify, Apple Music, like you mentioned. And I know you have a YouTube channel in addition as well, where you kind of post these songs in full and your other content there. So I encourage people to check that out as well. I also saw in New York that you like collaborated with another artist while you were there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably my highlight of my trip to New York. That was Chloe Flower, and she is a composer artist. She's incredible at what she does.
Mm,
And she kind of does, like, her thing is like kind of bridging the gap between like modern music and classical music. And so
mm,
she makes these like these remixes of classical pieces and
mm,
or like contemporary pop music, hip hop music.
mm.
uh and the stuff she does is really cool. She has insane um like finger uh dexterity.
Wow.
uh she's just on another level.
Yeah.
She's been um
How long
but
had you been aware of her work?
she found me on TikTok actually,
Oh, okay.
and she commented on one of my videos, and I saw she was verified, so I kind of like went to her profile, saw
Gotcha.
that, oh my
Nice.
god, she has like this performance with Cardi B at the Emmys,
Oh,
and
wow. She
yeah,
played for Cardi B at the Emmys.
yeah, like in
Wow.
tandem at the same time. um um Pretty cool stuff. She has a Liberace's piano, which I got to play. It was pretty cool.
Saw
um
that. That's amazing. Yeah. Wow.
and
She
then
like personally has it. Like she owns it.
yeah, it's hers. She has two.
That's wow.
Apparently she enjoys her other piano more, but like Liberace's piano is more like kind of like a snazzy. It's like the
Mm,
for the looks, it's got all the mirrors and like pearls and shit on it.
flashy. Yeah, yeah. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, we're planning on perhaps making a video together, like a music video,
Oh, wow.
together
Nice. Yeah.
with
Because
her label.
she lives in New York.
Right. Yep.
Yep.
Hmm.
And you got to work with it. Did she have anything to do with the gig you were doing, or was just like
Oh yeah, she did
also
actually.
okay?
She helped me get that because she was
Nice.
actually asked to play at the event, and she was a
Uh-huh.
guest at the event, so
Ah,
she couldn't play, and so she referred me, and
yeah.
I'm so glad she did. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Was there I think I saw you had like a suit on. It was like a kind of a formally kind of dress event, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
very formal, very like
Yeah.
upscale.
Yeah.
Probably the most fancy thing I'll ever play at.
That's pretty, I mean, that's up there, man. Paul Rudd, Questlove, and I'm guessing it was in Manhattan probably, or was it in Brooklyn?
It was in Brooklyn.
It
It
was in
was
Brooklyn. Okay.
Brooklyn Museum. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's amazing, man. And I'm sure, I mean, you answered the call, and I'm sure they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have you back. Maybe it's an annual thing, or maybe for the next one." But I'm
Man.
sure you did a great job there, man. That's right there. That speaks volumes, from social media to real life connection, opportunity. Um, I guess now with like the just the sheer numbers, have you still been able to kind of like there's a level of like fan like engaging with your following, I would say, like whether it's replying to comments or going live, these sort of things. Had you, I guess I should ask, had you done these kind of fan engagement things on your rise and still do today?
Yeah. I haven't done live yet. I've just kind of
Okay.
freaked out at the idea of not of like anything happening, making mistakes in front of a bunch of people. Um, so I do try to engage with my my followers still. I try to reply to as many comments as I can.
Yeah.
Uh, I used to like have to go through every single one of my notifications, and like sometimes it would take like hours to go through all of them. But at this point, I can't. It's not really feasible.
Yeah.
I just kind of like will go through the most important ones or the
Yeah.
ones with the most recent video. I'll try to like at least like the comments that are good, or
Yeah.
like reply to comments that I think
Yeah.
are worthwhile to reply to.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, everyone's seen it. I've seen it. It's outpouring of encouragement. And because like we
Oh
mentioned before, music is something that it speaks to the soul. And your performance, your videos certainly do that. Have you had people like reach out with like, direct messages saying kind of what your videos have meant to them, these kind of things?
Oh, dude, that's the best part of doing what I do is getting those messages. When people are like, "You inspire me to pick up the piano," or "I
Hmm.
quit piano and seeing your videos made me want to pick it up again,"
Hmm.
or like, "Your videos brought me to tears." Like these
Yeah.
messages are just like so. I think music is the glue of humanity. Like it's the one common thing that everyone can enjoy and bring
Um,
people together. Like you look at these videos of like my reaction videos where people will react to me playing. It doesn't matter who they are.
mm,
Doesn't matter their background, what they believe in, how old they are. It's just everyone can
wow.
appreciate music, and that's something that just it really motivates me to do what I do.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like you said, transcends all barriers around the world. It's universal, and I'm hoping, I'm gonna try and catch the IU homecoming parade
Yeah,
on
please.
Friday.
Yeah,
That'd be amazing. So you're on it's like the Kelly School of Business's float.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember those. Um, wow, that's awesome. And I mean, anytime I'm sure you'll be performing around town at these festivals or concerts, things of this sort. Surely before the Andy Morris worldwide tour kicks off, which I'm sure
Someday,
is
someday.
absolutely. And then we'll check in then and be like, see, remember we spoke it to existence.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
Best.
until yeah, but until then, other other goals you might have on the horizon. You mentioned America's Got Talent, so you're going to put together an audition, I guess, for that.
Yeah,
I'm guessing there's kind of steps to even the whole process.
yeah. So I've been kind of brainstorming a little bit for that, but definitely open to suggestions from anyone for that. I think for America's Got Talent, it has to be really different. It can't be just regular playing. I think like uh
Yeah.
playing like some kind of like medley, uh like a mashup it would be like half of it. The other half would be
Okay.
have something like crazy, something out there, like I don't know, like maybe a magic show in tandem with
They love
piano.
magic. They do a lot of
Yeah.
magic.
Oh yeah. So like I've got to like really think outside the box. I've been thinking, not really sure what I'm gonna do yet, but I've got some time. But if you're
Oh
seeing
man.
this and you got some ideas, just slide my
Yeah.
DMs. I'll welcome any ideas. So
Absolutely. No, I mean, I'm sure you're a performer, you're an entertainer. I mean, hundreds of millions of views at this point. People love you, they love what you do, and I'm sure it's going to go great. So wishing you best of luck on that. It's interesting, because you mentioned, not wanting to do lives and kind of you still like, would you say still you get like a level of nervousness or stage fright, like you say before performing maybe in front of people?
yeah, yeah, for sure. It's definitely a big part of it. Still, definitely not as like big deal as it used to be.
Yeah.
I the barriers are a lot lower, but I still like kind of get like the butterflies in my stomach every time. And also like one thing I kind of struggle with is just like when I sit down and at the piano and someone's like
Mm.
play something, I just like my brain goes completely blank. It's like kind of like learning a language.
Ah,
Someone says, "Okay, say something in German," and you've been learning German for like 2 years, and then you like can't think of a single German
it's
word.
like the endless possibility. Yeah, I mean, but play
Yeah,
something. Come on, let's.
yeah,
I think you are probably to the level where you can, if there's a song you certainly know,
yeah,
by ear,
yeah.
you can probably just play it. That's kind of the level of mastery I associate you with. But it seems like you said over time it's gotten better. Maybe to one of your fans watching, listening right now who really love piano, they love playing, they want to perform at an open mic, what has helped you kind of overcome that nervousness?
Um, Honestly, just do it as much as you can. And find situations where the stakes are low,
Hmm.
like the environment is not too um demanding. Like if there's only a few
Right.
people, you like for example, if you live in college dorms, a lot of dorms will have pianos in them. There's like usually a few people in there. Just go in there, uh, play in front of those people, just sit down and play. And once you get enough of that experience, it just
Mm,
always kind of greases the wheels a bit,
yeah.
um, and gets a lot easier from there. But
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
as much as you can, just go out and every time you see a piano, just make yourself just play something. Just do it.
Yeah, right. Just do it. Do the thing. Yeah. Like people always ask me sometimes, like stand-up comedy, for example. Like that was something that was super nerve-wracking for me starting
Yeah,
out, and then it's just like you said, kind of like open mic, like really low pressure shows. Like don't have to
yeah,
worry about bringing people. Just to other performers, kind of do your thing, and then it's like, oh yeah, like I love this. I want to keep doing this. So that's
yeah.
awesome. And on the same vein, advice for people, like you said, you're saying like anyone with creative endeavors, talents, anything, I think you said anything that you do that's cool, but put on social media, because surely there's an audience for it. Um, but with that, you've had such a meteoric rise, like obviously in the last year, certainly 2 years, on TikTok and such, Instagram, certainly YouTube, Spotify. Any like tips you would give to somebody wanting to build their own personal brand in a way that you have, things that you've seen maybe not so many other people do that you've incorporated into your best practices just in general?
Hmm. I think some pretty good advice that I've heard from another creator is to do kind of like an 80-20 split or 70-30, where you stick to a format that
Mm,
your followers want to see. Formats of video that have performed well in the past.
mhm, mhm.
So you want to kind of stick to that mainly, about 70%, 80%,
Ah,
and then 20% or 30% is going to be kind of exploration, trying new things, and just kind of shooting the shit, seeing what else you could experiment with.
yeah,
I think that's some pretty good advice for new creators starting out.
that's really good. Right. Like you said, like see what's tried and true,
Yeah,
make that the majority of what you're doing. Because obviously, as you've gained, over 1 million followers who love what you do, that's kind of, they want to see more of that, certainly. But I think it's also worth mentioning, you have found it's a niche, like you are Andy Morris, the piano player, the musician. Did I hear you say that you've composed your own original scores too, or is that something you're planning to do?
I've done a little bit of composing. I have not been public at all with my
Okay.
compositions because I just feel like there's so much good stuff out there already, and my compositions don't really hold a flame to what's out there already. And I just feel like um it's 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 uh it's really difficult to make something
Sure.
that's like new and riveting. And like sometimes I'll think of these really cool like few second progressions or
Mm,
tunes, but like making an entire song with it,
yeah.
that's
Right.
a whole nother thing. So like
Right.
I've come up with a lot of little cool like little bits and pieces of songs, but nothing like, not like entire songs. I haven't really composed that.
Sure.
So
Well,
definitely
not
definitely
yet. Yeah.
yeah, definitely could see myself doing that someday, but not right now where I'm at.
Sure. Sure. As long as it's something you enjoy doing, um, kind of
Right.
creatively exploring and experimenting in that area. But like you said, you're doing what you love, which is playing the music you love. I people the few people who may be listening, watching, who haven't seen your videos, Andy plays classical music to hip hop, rap music to the biggest movie scores and covers. And he does each one with like grace, and it's like, I mean, when I listen to your music, I feel it's like familiar, it's comforting, and it's exciting, and it's done with a level of like precision, that I think speaks to, like I said, your talent, obviously the discipline, and kind of just your own passion, for it. So I, of course,
Thank you,
encourage.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, of course. And I hope, like I said, I mentioned, wanting to see you. I hope to see you perform, in person at some point, here
Yes.
soon. So we can keep an eye out, and I encourage everyone to follow Andy on all social media. Certainly, if you live in Bloomington, Indiana, catch him performing in venues and things like that. But I always ask my guests as we're nearing the end, overall, who or what inspires you today?
Ooh, very good question. I think for me, it's more of a what. For me, when I watch back videos that I've made, looking at like the facial expressions on people's faces and just seeing that I'm like lighting up someone's day with what I'm doing, that just really really evokes like a strong sense of like I want to keep doing this. This is a great thing to do. And it feels really good to bring smiles to people's faces. And I think that's probably my biggest motivator right now. Is just like that's also a big part of kind of overcoming stage fright, is just kind of internalizing the fact that people enjoy it. Like you're really like enhancing people's lives by bringing music to them.
100%.
Yeah. So that's something that I just really like. I really try to internalize, and it helps me a lot with my work. So
yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, it's wonderful. And like I said, what you do has touched so many people, obviously. And at the end of the day, it makes their days better, makes them happy. Sometimes artistic endeavors can seem self-fulfilling, wanting to perform or do something. But at the end of the day, whatever that is, whatever that talent of yours that you're sharing, the goal is to impact one another, impact someone else in your talent. And clearly you've done that to so many, and to many, many more in the future, so long as it brings you happiness along the way. So Andy, I appreciate you sharing this time with me, getting to talk about your journey so far, and can't wait to see what's in store for you in the future.
Hey man, it's been my pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you again. Everyone listening, watching, please, as I mentioned, head to the description, follow Andy on all of his social media. You will not be disappointed. And Andy, I can't wait to catch you at a live performance sometime soon, bro. Appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day.
You too, man. Thank you so much.
Real quick, before you click away, thanks so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Click right here to subscribe to my channel for all future videos, and click right here to check out this video over here. Have a great one.